What's up, everybody? Pete Carroll to the Raiders. Are you guys happy about that? I am very excited about that. Trying to get everything lined up, so I should be live on TikTok right now. I should be live on Instagram or not Instagram, but yeah, I should be live everywhere right now. I think, hopefully, maybe, I don't know. How are you guys feeling today? Yeah, I think this is a great thing for the Raiders to do this. Let me see if I can get this going. Hold on one second. What is going on with this? All right. So Pete Carroll, yeah, everybody's making a big deal about Pete Carroll's age. I don't give a damn about Pete Carroll's age. 74 years old, when the start of the season goes, I'm good with that. I'm very good with that because it's not about a long-term plan for the Raiders. And everybody's like, well, Pete Carroll's going to be like, he's going to be like 80 years old by the time we start winning again. No, what Pete Carroll is going to do is he's going to bring that winning culture with us, and he's going to build it slowly and get it going. Because look, the Raiders are already in a tough ass division as it is, right? We're already in a very hard division with Hall of Fame head coaches, winning head coaches. We're already behind the curve where it's at. So what we have to do is bring in these winning guys that are proven, like Pete Carroll, guys that have won before, and guys that can get us in the right catch, that knows that he's not afraid of the tough division. He's not afraid of any coach he's going up against. He can outcoach anybody on there, right? He knows how to build a team. He can win with a rookie quarterback because he showed that before, and he's just a proven winner. And that's what he needs to come in here and do, and build the team in the right positive direction. You could just say that Pete Carroll is a proven commodity in the NFL. When you look at the other coaching staffs on there, right? When you look at the other coaching staff, the other coaches that were available this offseason, Pete Carroll was the best. You can say what you want about Ben Johnson and, oh, we wanted Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson wouldn't have been the right fit for the Raiders. I said this all along. When the Raiders were looking for a head coach, they needed a guy like Pete Carroll, a guy like Mike McCarthy, or go out and trade for somebody like Mike Tomlin or somebody that has proven, and players will buy into Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll will get you going. And if we thought Max Crosby had a chance at leaving this offseason, Pete Carroll could probably motivate him to stay. Pete Carroll will get the players. Pete Carroll has probably at 74 years old, 73 right now, but at 74 when the season starts, will have more energy. We'll have more enthusiasm than some of the players on the damn team. This guy can do I can't do a fucking cartwheel. My fat ass can't do a cartwheel, but Pete Carroll probably can. A lot of people, like, age doesn't matter. This is finally a hire on merit. The NFL has a big issue of going, we need the youngest and brightest. Sometimes that shit don't work out. I'm telling you right now, sometimes that's not the greatest thing. Are the Raiders in a better position today than they have been in years with an old coach at 73 years old like Pete Carroll? Yes, they are. You can even say they're in a better position than what the Bears are with Ben Johnson, what the Jaguars are with Liam Cohen, because you're taking Ben Johnson and Liam Cohen, and you're hoping that they turn into what they're supposed to. With Pete Carroll, you know exactly what you're getting. You know that he can win, and you know that he can get the players' attention. He's won at USC. He's won with the Seahawks for 14 years. He didn't want to leave coaching. The Seahawks forced him out for a younger coach because they thought that was the best thing for him. And look what happened to them. They digressed. They went backwards because they were without Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll now gets to go into Las Vegas. He has 3 years to do it. He can identify young coaches, which is a great thing. And Mike's saying the hardest division, so the problem is the quarterback. Yeah, they have to address the quarterback position. But are we worried about Pete Carroll addressing the quarterback position? No, because this is what we were talking about. This is what I talked about last year with Antonio Pierce and the offensive staff. Good coaches make players better, right? Gardner Minshew was horrible on the Raiders last year. Horrible, a disaster. But the year before, with the in Indianapolis, he was a playoff caliber quarterback, and people were like, "What the hell? What was the difference?" Coaching. Coaching is the difference. Pete Carroll will get the best out of his players and instill confidence in each and every one of them. Geno Smith, you know why Geno Smith is doing well now? Pete motherfucking Carroll. So to come out there and say that Pete Carroll is just too old, and then you're worried, like somebody goes, you think that Pete Carroll is going to have health issues on the sideline? But then they'll come after me and say, stop making videos, fat ass. You're going to die right on the spot. Like, look at me. I'm making videos. Pete Carroll's in way better shape than me, and I'll take him over a head coach. Pete Carroll is in way better shape than Andy Reid on the sideline. You're not worried about Andy Reid and his 3 Super Bowls in a row? Like, come on, guys. Look at all the clips of Pete Carroll at Seahawks practices the last couple of years. Throwing the ball, running the ball. The guy has energy. 73 years old. He ain't worried about going out there. And this is the thing that Pete Carroll, and a guy like Pete Carroll is very, very respected in the NFL. He's going to be able to bring in a great coaching staff. Last year, how many advisors did we have to bring in just for Antonio Pierce, right? Just for Antonio Pierce to come in, we had to bring in so many advisors, and it just didn't work. Now Pete Carroll will be able to coach his staff, bring in a great coaching staff. I want to see the offensive coordinator he brings in. He's very good at identifying young coaches. Hey, the coach in Carolina, guess where he came from? Pete Carroll, right? Washington head coach, right? Where did he come from? Aaron Glenn, who just got the Jets head coaching job. Guess who drafted him? Oh, that's right, Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll. So if you're going with 73 years old, if the only, and that's the only argument I've been able to see out there, is Pete Carroll's age. That's the only thing that people have been arguing with. Now, Pete Carroll has been said there. People are worried about, hey, Pete Carroll, what defense are you going to run? Are you going to go back to the cover 3? I don't think he's married to any defense. I think he's going to go out there and find what's best. Now, Raiders do have some work to do because they have, 28 impending free agents. They got to find which ones Pete's going to like and which ones he's not, and they're going to bring it in there. They're going to have to find that offensive line and get them going. But the good thing about Pete Carroll is it's about scheme, right? He hasn't always had the greatest offensive line, but he's got work out of the offense. He's looking for the defense to carry you more than the offense, and the offense just not to make the damn mistakes to turn the ball over. That's exactly what Pete Carroll needs. That's what Pete Carroll wants. That's what veteran coaches want. They want you to go out there and not make the mistakes to lose the game, because in the NFL, more games are lost than they are won. How many times have you watched an NFL game and you're saying, hey, that team lost the game, not that team didn't win the game? Like you look at it and go, hey, like the Baltimore Ravens last week against the Buffalo Bills. We should be watching the Baltimore Ravens versus the Kansas City Chiefs this weekend. But who lost that game? The Ravens lost that game. The fumbles, the interceptions. They weren't. The Ravens were the better team on that field. If you stop the turnovers, and that's what the Raiders need to do, because the Raiders were, you saw it last year, when you're continually putting your defense in bad positions, you're not going to win games. You got to and were you really, Raider Nation, some of you guys are very upset over losing out on Ben Johnson. Did you really believe that Ben Johnson could come in here and coach against a Jim Harbaugh, coach against a Sean Payton, coach against a Pete Carroll? Like, do you really believe that is the answer? That was the answer? Yes, he could be here for years because of his age, but no, more than likely, he would have got out coached every single game. Ben Johnson took the easy way out. Ben Johnson was like, screw you, I'm going to a division I already know that I can run through and do it. Now, Raider fans are saying, well, Pete Carroll is only a 3-year plan, maybe 4 years, and that's if his age is not there. Look at this. We haven't had a coach that lasted more than 2 years in 6 or 7 seasons. Like, this is what we needed. 23 years ago, John Gruden lasted 4 years. After that, we've been going through coach after coach after coach. I don't give a damn if Pete Carroll lasts 3 years. That's more and better than what we've had. He's going to build this team up from the ground. And if he has to trade players out that you're not going to be happy with him trading out, trade them. Do what you got to do to make us win, because Raider Nation is tired. We're sick and tired of the same crap over and over. We want to win. And if you're not excited about Pete Carroll bringing his Super Bowl championship and experience over to the Raider Nation, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know how else to get you hyped up about this hiring, because this Pete Carroll automatically becomes the second best coach in the AFC West, over Harbaugh, over no Super Bowl winning Harbaugh, and over Sean Payton, because Sean Payton, all he's going to do is run up your salary cap, make you win some games, but then leave you when it's about to get hard. Pete Carroll, his enthusiasm, and fans, we got to love it, because Pete Carroll is basically Antonio Pierce on steroids, right? He's the Antonio Pierce if Antonio Pierce actually won games. He can talk the talk and back the motherfucker up at the same time. That's the good thing about Pete Carroll, is he's going to talk and back it up, and he's going to get the players to buy right in. We might have to get a sponsorship with New Balance. It'd be cool if all of us show up like old men wearing high socks, New Balance, some shorts, and just look like an old man. That's what's going to happen. Yeah, Mike's in the chat, but Mike already knows. Mike already knows that the AFC West is going to be a tough one. If Pete Carroll, let's think of offensive coordinators. Clint Kubiak, right? Can he bring in? Who else can he bring in? The guy from the Texans who just got fired, Slowick. Can he bring in one of these young offensive coordinators? I personally would love Josh McCown to come over from the Minnesota Vikings. He's the quarterback coach right now. Come over, learn from Pete Carroll, maybe have a chance of being the head coach in a couple of years. Maybe that's what you look at. But you could, like, that, I don't understand. Like, I've never really heard very negative energy against Pete Carroll. Like, Richard Sherman did a podcast the other day or yesterday about Pete Carroll going, it's not like he bashed him. There's not a lot of people out there bashing Pete Carroll. Like, maybe he's not tough on his star players. Okay, I'll take that. Maybe he should have been tougher on Russell Wilson. Okay, maybe I'll take that. But at the end of the day, Pete Carroll is the guy. He's gonna bring in a detailed philosophy for the Raider Nation. His approach is founded when it comes to competition in the AFC West, which you're going to need. And he's going to build an environment where people can fully embrace themselves and be the best version of themselves on the field. And he's going to build a great staff with style, vision, a good philosophy. That's what we're going to see from old man Pete Carroll. And the level that he's going to bring in, the level of energy that he'll bring in daily is going to be amazing. And the desire that he's going to have for players to just be better each and every day is exactly what we want from a head coach. This is like, I think it's because we're not used to it, Raider Nation. We are not used to the Raiders being smart, right? This is a great – the Raiders knocked it out of the park. Tom Brady came in here and has knocked it out of the park with John Spytek as the general manager and with Pete Carroll as the head coach. This, like, don't expect, like, you're going to be like, well, we need to win a Super Bowl next year. It's not built overnight. You're going to have to build the pieces together. Like we've always talked about, the Raiders are a screwed up franchise that needs to work, right? They need to work. This right here, you're talking about Pete Carroll and his age, stop that. What you're looking at now is the Raiders actually have a plan. This is the building block to a future of winning. This is like, hey, we're not going to take a chance on a linebacker coach that can talk and maybe get back to the Raider way. We're taking a chance on a proven coach that's going to build this foundation. And yes, he might have to leave in a couple years, but that foundation is going to be set and not hurt for the next 20, 25 years. That's what Pete Carroll's doing. You're actually bringing out the blueprint. You're fucking writing it down, and we're not used to that. Raider Nation, we are never used to that, right? There is absolutely no way that you can sit here and tell me that we've never had a plan. Like this, like they didn't believe in Antonio Pierce last year because remember they only gave him like a 2-year period. They believed a little bit in Josh McDaniels, but Josh McDaniels was never going to be the right head coach because he's never had that player personality. He's never been able to to get along with the players, and he wanted it his way and no way. That's the good thing about Pete Carroll is that he's going to be able to adjust and relate to the players, even at his 73-year-old. Maybe he might have to learn some new catchphrases, right? Maybe he needs. Yeah, sorry. I just somebody walked in on me. The wins will come. And if you're expecting to win overnight in this division, I don't know what else to tell you, right? I don't know what to tell you. We are already set back. Josh McDaniels set us back. Whatever you want to say about Antonio Pierce, we got set back. Tom Telesco not going out there and getting a quarterback set us back. Not addressing the quarterback position after Derek Carr left set us back. And you can blame that on Dave Ziegler. You can blame that on Tom Telesco. That's what set us back, no matter what. So now we are already at the bottom of our division looking up at 3 other good head coaches that have had a head start. So if you're expecting come out there and win 12 to 14 games, you got to lower that expectation. Pete Carroll is coming in here, and the roster that we have right now, come on. Like people are saying, oh, we won meaningless games. That's why nobody wanted to coach here. Nah, bullshit. That's not why. It's because if you look at the Raiders roster, there ain't a lot out there. There ain't a lot on this roster. You need offensive line help. You need running back. You need a quarterback. You need wide receivers. You need defensive backs. You need linebackers. You need another defensive tackle. Like there's a lot of holes on this team. Now, granted, a good coach like Pete Carroll, who's going to build a great staff. And I'm telling you right now, I don't even know who Pete Carroll's bringing in on his staff, but I'm already excited about it because I know Pete Carroll's history, and Pete Carroll, and this is another thing that Pete Carroll will be able to do that Ben Johnson and Liam Cohen can't, is build a respective coordinator staff. New coaches have a hard time, or they have to overpay for coordinators to come in. You want to know why we didn't get Cliff Kingsbury on the Raiders last year? Because he wanted more money. You want to know why he wanted more money? Because he didn't trust Antonio Pierce as a first-time head coach. He wanted to make his money if he was going to be there, and he wanted a chance to be another head coach in the league. So that's why he went to Washington, and he chose them over the Raiders. It's not because of anything. It's all money. He wanted money. With Pete Carroll, you don't have to overpay with the coordinators because he has that respect in the league already. And you know what else he's going to do? He's going to use the connections that he already has with players to bring in better players. You guys want to talk about what Washington did last season to this season? They brought in Dan Quinn. You know what Dan Quinn did? He went to the Super Bowl. He lost it, but he went there. He got a lot of respect. He was in Dallas, had a lot of respect from his players. Then he went to Washington, used those connections to what? Bring in veterans that play the game correctly and know how Dan Quinn works and win. So Pete Carroll is, I don't know. I don't know how people are bashing the Pete Carroll hire. And the only way you are is just because, and that's the only thing you're bashing is the age. And I agree. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I understand what you're saying. But you got to look at the bigger picture of what's going on here with Pete Carroll. You got to look at the blueprint plans that he's going to put out there for the Raiders. And you got to look at how he's going to get the best out of each and every one of these players in a tough AFC West division. This by far is one of the hardest divisions in the NFL. I would say this one, and then you could say the NFC North because they won 44 games this year and 3 of their teams made the playoffs. But it's the fucking NFC. The NFC is not good. The NFC, like the Super Bowl champion, the Super Bowl this weekend is this weekend. It's the Bills versus the Chiefs. Whoever wins that game is winning the Super Bowl. The AFC is the predominant conference. It's the best conference. It's the hardest conference. You're not going to sneak into the AFC champion or playoffs and think that you're going to do something in the playoffs. No, you're going to have to go out there and fight hard each and every single season and get there. The NFC, you can win 8 games and be like, yeah, we're in. Shit, you might even be able to sneak 7 games in and win in the NFC. But Pete Carroll, if you go back and look at last year in the Raiders games, there was a lot more winnable games that were lost in the second half because of adjustments, because of the coaching staff not knowing what's going on. Do you think that's what's going to happen? My son's 11 years old, and he runs in and tells me, Dad, did you see the clip of Pete Carroll in the locker room a couple of years ago with Seattle? And he repeated it all back to me, and he was like, can you win the game in the first quarter? No. Can you win the game in the second quarter? No. Can you win the game in the third quarter? No. Where do you win the game in the fourth quarter? Because why? It takes 4 quarters of playing football to win a game. Everybody knows that. It's a cliche, but it's something that the Raiders haven't been able to do, right? The Raiders play a great 1 quarter, 2 quarters, and they can't finish games. This is what Pete Carroll is going to be able to bring. He's going to be able to bring 4 quarters of fighting each and every game. And the Raider fans are going to be excited. And we're actually going to feel that we have a freaking chance to win games each and every game going in there. Like I said, I would love Josh McCown to be the offensive coordinator. I would love for him to bring a solid defense coordinator. If you want me to cry, I will cry, because this is probably one of the best days in Raider Nation. This right here should go down as a great day in the history of the Raiders. When we look back at it in a few years, we're going to be like, this was the turning point of the Las Vegas Raiders last year. And you know what I like about it? You know what I like about this hire? You know what I can say I love about this hire? I love that not everybody is on board. That there's half of Raider Nation is like, he's too damn old, he's not worth it. And I love that half of the Raider Nation is like, I love it. You know why? Because 80%, 85% of the people loved Antonio Pierce last year. Everybody hated Josh McDaniels. We were all on board for that one. But it's like, and then you want John Gruden. There's a lot of stuff. Finally, if we're not agreeing on something, I love it. That's what I love. Like, we're not supposed to agree on everything. We're not supposed to have the same opinions. That's what makes us all great. But the passion of the Raider Nation is what makes it good out there. But yeah, Raider fans, I think this is unbelievable. Perfect. I can't believe Tom Brady was able to pull this off. This is the best coaching hire of the offseason of all the teams. I don't give a damn what else you want to say. Some teams will continue to be trash. Ask the Jets, because that's not going to work out. Ask the Saints, who can't get a head coach in there right now. Ask the Dallas Cowboys how their coaching search is going. But then when you ask the Raider Nation how our coaching search is going, hell to the yes, because we got Pete Carroll, a Super Bowl winning coach, a proven head coach in the NFL, and somebody that can look Andy Reid in the eyes and says, you're not going to punk this guy. You're not going to punk me, Pete Carroll. And he's going to be able to look Max Crosby in the eyes, who Max Crosby is going to want more money. Pete Carroll and Spytek have their work cut out. They got to get Max Crosby in the building tomorrow and be like, Max, this is what we're doing. Here's your damn money. Let's go out there, because we want a whole building full of Max Crosbys, and we want to build with you as our cornerstone. And they need it. You don't need to buy Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is already bought in. Brock Bowers has already got it going. And that's your keystone. Now you got to find compliments to Brock Bowers on that offense. Find a quarterback that's going to find you Brock Bowers. Find a receiver that can complement Brock Bowers. Find a running back that you can actually hand the ball off and he can go. And the good thing about the draft this year is they're loaded in what? Running backs. Running backs will be a good one. You know who likes running the ball? Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll. Except for when it's first, or when it's on the 1 yard line of the Super Bowl. I would like to see what Marshawn Lynch has to say about that. But hey, mistakes happen, and you can't. People will always bring up that one Super Bowl moment, but they forget about the other one when he was holding the damn Lombardi trophy, right? This is one of the. I love it, dude. I can't be more excited over this, and I don't know how much more I can pump you up about Pete Carroll. But yes, like somebody just said, it brings the stability into us. We're not a joke anymore. This is not a joke hire anymore. We're not laughing at it. We're not hiring a Brian Schottenheimer and people are going, who the hell is that? No, we hired a damn good head coach. We hired a damn good general manager in Spytech, who, if you look at the Buccaneers drafts over the last couple of years, this guy is going to change the whole Raider Nation. Built like if you want to talk last year about the Raider way, this has to be the Raider way. This is the new foundation. This is what Pete. Oh my God, I don't want to continue to say the same thing over and over, but you have to know that what the Broncos did with Sean Payton, what the Chargers did with Harbaugh, and what the Chiefs did with Andy Reid, they had to build it, and you have to build it correctly. You can't go out there and just take shots and hope they pay off. Pete Carroll is the mad scientist, and he's going to put together a great staff, and he's going to get the best out of each one of his players. And if you want, hey, you think that Pete Carroll doesn't know that the Raiders need a quarterback? You're out of your damn mind. Pete Carroll is going to bring in a veteran quarterback, depending on who it is. Could be Geno Smith, could be Russell Wilson, it could be Sam Darnold. He's going to get you a veteran quarterback, right? Then they're going to address the quarterback in the draft. And if they have to, hey, what if they brought in Lane Kiffin? What if he talked Lane Kiffin in to come being his offensive coordinator and they bring in Jackson Dart? What? Would that not be a horrible thing? I'll do it. I'll take it all day. What if he hired Chip Kelly as his offensive coordinator, right? I would take that too. Josh McCown, I would take that. You're going to have, he's going to bring in and he's going to have a quarterback competition. And you know what Pete Carroll has proven? He gives the best person the job, no matter contract, no matter age, no matter length in the NFL. If they're rookie, non-rookie, he don't give a damn. If you are the best player at that position, you will start for Pete Carroll. He proved that when he started Russell Wilson in Seattle. This is a great hire for the Raiders. I don't want to continue going on and telling you how you should buy in, because if you haven't bought in on the Pete Carroll hire, I don't think you ever will till maybe mid-season when you see the difference in how the Raiders are playing. When you see the Raiders making a stride each and every week, when you see the Raiders playing hard for 4 damn quarters of the game, that's what you're going to love about it. But Raider Nation, Pete Carroll, ooh, you know what? Let's drink some coffee to that. Drink some coffee early in the morning. It's still, 12:25 my time. So drink some. I don't know why I have this little fancy cup. I'd rather have my Raider cup, but it's all right. Look, you got it doesn't matter. The past is the past, and that's what Raider fans like to live on. We like to live on the past, and I'm not going to do that. We got to take it one day at a forward. You don't want to blame your last marriages for what's going to happen in this marriage. You got to start it from day one over and be yourself. And you got to love what Pete Carroll and the opportunities that he's going to bring in here. Somebody's drinking martinis, and I love that. But Raider Nation, get hyped, get pumped up. Let's watch it, because Pete Carroll has his work cut out for him. Not going to lie there. Pete Carroll has his work cut out for him. But there's a reason that Pete Carroll has won, 170 games in the NFL? I'm not sure if that's exactly what his number is, but I'm going to say it's somewhere there. There's a reason that Pete Carroll has won at the collegiate level and the NFL level. He is a very well-respected coach and going to get the Raiders back to respect, going to get the Raiders out of that clown joke of a franchise down here. And Pete Carroll, I don't care. Pete Carroll, Mike, was Harbaugh a great? Yes, he was. For the Chargers, but now Harbaugh is one of the worst coaches in the AFC. But anyways, Raider fans, I just wanted to come out here and say it. I did my 30-minute rant. Hope you guys liked it. Get pumped up for Pete Carroll. Get ready. Get excited, because Pete Carroll taking the Raiders back to greatness. Maybe I won't have to wear this damn hat anymore. Maybe one day I could take this damn hat and throw it away, because the Raiders will be great, right? That's what I'm excited about. That's what I'm saying. Get out of here.